You being there with me?
Mom, look.
Go sit down there. Kids, y'all. Who got kids? If y'all got kids, let me know in the inbox or the chat box. Let me know who all got kids down here. Cause I got kids right here. Say hi, Winter. That's Winter. Say hi. She's gonna say hi to you guys. She's pretty excited. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and get comfortable. Hey, thanks for tuning in. So basically, here at the Jennymayashley channel, we just pretty much talk about everything. As you guys see, I have baby Winter here. Say hi. Say hi. She's saying hi to the person who's tuning in. So basically, I just want you guys to, if you guys have any ideas that you guys want to talk about, definitely get in on it. Just let me know in the chat box. So I'm just pretty much here, just chilling with the kids. Um, I have another daughter. Her name is Nevaeh. Do birds eat wasps? You know what? I'm going to say they do. If birds is hungry enough, they'll definitely eat wasps for sure. Hey, second person who decided to go ahead and tune in. This is Winter. This is the Jennymayashley channel. Here at Jennymayashley, we talk about everything. I am doing a Starbucks gift card giveaway. Hey, so basically, if you guys want to tune in to see who can win that the gift card, basically what you do is you sign up for my email list at jennymayashley.com. I'm sorry, jennymayashley at gmail.com. So it's basically JENNYMAYASHLEY at gmail.com. So what you will do, oh, look at her. She's standing up for you guys. Look. Oh, no problem, Anonymous X. No problem. For sure. Anytime. So she's standing up for you guys. Look at that. Say hi. So basically you would go to the my email and she's so cute. And you'll just say I subscribed. Hey. Yeah. So I had a couple people step in and then they left out. Uh-oh. Somebody's getting upset. What's the matter? They're not talking to you? Is that it? Yeah, you guys got to talk to Winter now. Y'all got to talk to her. Because she's having a fit. She's having a fit. So, yeah. Anyways, it's not much going on over here. Just chilling out. Chilling out after watching the fight. And I am a mama, so I'm hanging out with the kids. You know? So, what else? What else? Come on, everybody. Let me know where you're from. Go ahead in the chat box. Ask some questions. I'm here to answer them. We're basically just here to chit chat. Thanks again for tuning in. Go ahead and subscribe. You gonna say hi? You gonna point at them? Say who's that watching? Point. Say who's that watching? Huh? Well, she just asked y'all something. Go ahead and answer it in the comment section, in the chat box. Do you want to do it? It's my Winter.
hi. Say
Huh?
hey. Say hey.
Excuse me. All right. So what I'm gonna do? Don't nobody want to hear you crying in their ear. So what I'm gonna do, y'all, is I'm just gonna sit y'all down right here, and whenever y'all ready, let me know what y'all want to talk about. Hey to the person that's still watching. Say hey. Say hey, Winter. Say hi to Winter. Her name is Winter, Winter. Now go ahead and say hi to her. So we're basically just sitting here. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Go ahead and let me know in the chat box where you're from, what's your name. My name is Ashley. You guys are tuning in to the Jennymayashley channel. This is Baby Winter. Say hi. Hi. She's saying hi to you guys. As y'all see, I am a mama of two actually. Her name is Nevaeh. Come here, Nevaeh. Uh-oh. She's getting pretty mad here. Nobody wants to hear you crying, Stinka. So, bend down a little bit. This is Nevaeh. Nevaeh, say hi.
Hi.
So, mama of two, y'all. What I can do is I can get a book. It's nighttime. Let's try and get these babies together. Go ahead and give me a book, Nevaeh. Y'all hear that? She said, yes, ma'am. That's a sign of respect. Make sure the kids say that. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. We need these kids nowadays to start respecting the parents. Not many people, bring here. Not many people are, kids are respecting them, you know? So.
Peter Pan.
Huh?
What's Peter Pan?
Peter Pan?
Yeah. Peter Pan, Winter wants to read.
All right. Yeah, all right. Okay. She is getting excited for. Okay. Can mommy read it? Let mommy read it? Okay. She wants to read it to you guys. So let's let her read. Shh. Let's let her read. She's gonna read to you guys. Okay, you have to read to them. Peter breaks through. You gonna read to them? Good job, Winter. Good job. She's reading to y'all. I don't know if y'all can hear her or not, but she's gonna turn the page. You gonna read this page? Okay. Can mommy read it to you? Peter Pan, Chapter 1. Peter breaks through. Hey, Peter Pan. Yeah, it's an exciting book, huh? The kids like when you read to them. All children except one grew up. They begin to know it after they are 2. And that was when Wendy Darling began to know it. The Darlings lived in London at number 14. Wendy was the oldest. Then came John and little Michael. Miss Darling loved her children and wanted everything just so. But Mr. Darling was always worried about money. So the children had a nurse. But the nurse was... You're not going to let me read? You're not going to let mommy read? But the nurse was a huge dog named Nana. Nana's kennel was in the night nursery. She awoke at the slightest cry. Nana was a treasure, as Mr. Darling well knew. But sometimes he was worried what the neighbors would say. Even worse, he was worried that Nana did not admire him enough. Being admired was very important to Mr. Darling. The Darlings were a happy family, that is, until Peter Pan came. Miss Darling first learned of Peter when she was tidying up her children's minds. All good mothers do this after their children go to sleep. It is quite like tidying up drawers, Miss Darling Tucker said. The bad thoughts down. Nevaeh, I'm sorry, you guys, that I'm trying to read, but your head's in my way, so you're blocking the light. And then Winter, she wants to help us read, so it's kind of hard for me to read to you guys. So please excuse me. Next time, I'll definitely be a little bit more prepared. But looks like I'm not going to be able to finish reading because Winter wants to keep reading. Oh, that's not a good idea to take from Winter. She'll let you know. She'll let you know real quick that that's not a good idea. So, anyways, we still have one person watching. Thank you so much for still staying tuned in to the Jennymayashley channel. There's not much going on right now. It's only 10:45, as you see. As the mama, there's still kids wide awake. You try and read to them, and then look what happens. They're like, we ain't feeling it. I totally tried. Excuse me. I totally tried to read, but as you see, who's the queen of the house? This one right here. So go ahead, Winter, and read to us. Finish reading, Winter. Again, ask us any questions. We're here to answer anything for you. This is just a live chat just to get everybody warmed up. I am actually new to YouTube pretty much, so YouTube business, you know, which is allowing me to be more comfortable with talking to people, be me, you know, and show you guys that mamas are YouTubers as well. The book, if Winter's gonna want to.
Now I'm going to read Peter Pan.
All right, so Nevaeh, sorry, Winter, we're gonna let Nevaeh read, okay? We're gonna, hey, we're gonna let Nevaeh read. All right, so I'm gonna turn the over to Nevaeh.
Peter Pan.
Here, I'll go ahead and hand it to.
Breaks through. All children except one grow up. They begin to know it after they are 2. And that was when Wendy Darling began to know it. The Darlings lived in London at number 14. Wendy was the oldest. Then came John and little Michelle. Mrs. Darling loved, so the children had a nurse. But the nurse was a huge dog named Nana. Nana's kennel was in the night nursery. She awoke at the slightest cry. Was even worse, he worried that admire him enough. Very important too. The Darlings were a happy family.
Read to you guys a story called Peter Pan.
That is until Peter Pan came.
Go ahead and like, subscribe, and tune in to more things.
All good mothers do this after their children go to sleep. It is quite like tidying up drawers. Mrs. Darling tucked the bad thoughts down at the bottom. She folded the children to put on have you are very confusing. A child's mind is a with skipping stones and chocolate pudding, verbs, and the first day of school. There are zigzags and lines everywhere. Those are the worlds on the island. For the Neverland is always an island. It has caves and pirates and lagoons and mermaids. And children are always Mrs. Darling did not worry about what she found in her children's mind. But then she came across the word Peter. Who is Peter, Mrs. Darling asked Wendy the next day. You know, Mother, said Wendy. Peter Pan. At first, Mrs. Darling did not know. Then she remembered a Peter who was said, but now she was married and full of sense. So Mrs. Darling had there was there were leaves by the nursery window. I do believe that Peter tracked. Mrs. Darling did not know what to think. The nursery was 3 stories up. Nonsense Nana has put in their heads, said Mr. Alone, and it will blow over. But of course it did into bed. Then she sat by the fire in the nursery to sew.
Messing up, but again, I thank you for still tuning in to our live. It means a lot to us.
She dreamed that the
It
Neverland
means a lot to
came
us that
too
you're
near.
still in watching our live. We do apologize for the connection being a little bad, but thank you for tuning in to listen to Nevaeh read you guys a book called Peter Pan.
The gap. Suddenly the window of the nursery blew open. There was a boy to the floor like a cat. A stranger's fist flew with him. It twinkled and darted. Living thing. Mrs. Darling woke up with a scream. The boy was Peter Pan. He still had all his baby teeth. Nana had just come home. The scream brought her rushing into the nursery. She sprang at the boy, but he leaped through the open window. Mrs. Darling screamed again. Surely the poor boy had fallen to his death. She ran.
She tried to knock down the laptop.
Ugh. She always does that.
No, you can't get down.
She ran to the street, but his body was not there. She looked up into the dark sky. Banana had caught something in her mouth. It was the boy's shadow. Nana knew the boy would come back for it, and she did not want him to upset the children. So she hung the shadow out the window.
What?
He could get
What?
it when he pleased and be on his way. But Mrs. Darling would not out in the front window. What would the neighbors think? Quickly, Mrs. Darling to tell Mr. Dolly, but how? How to say something?
Go ahead.
If you would like, you can.
She's right. Ask us questions in the comment box over there.
Okay, so let's get started.
Ask us questions in the comments.
I
This is
left
good
a
reading.
garden.
If you have any kids that you want to tune in to the good reading and you want to get them to lay down and go to sleep, it's time for night night. It's about 11 o'clock at night my time, so it should be like morning time other places. So
Getting ready for a dinner party. Mrs. Dolly went into the nursery to show Wendy her new gown. Suddenly, Mr. Darling brushed against him. She got hairs on his new trousers. On top of everything, Michelle would not take his medicine. I always took my medicine without a fuss when I was a boy, said Mr. Darling. Why I would take my own medicine now I show you. But I've lost the bottle. In fact, Mr. Darling had hidden it. I know where it is, cried Wendy. She quickly brought him the bottle. Why don't you and Michelle take your medicine together? Mr. Darling did not like that idea one bit, but what could he do? Wendy counted 1, 2, 3. Michelle took his medicine, but Mr. Darling hid as if they no longer admired him. Even Mrs. Darling shook her head, and Mr. A good joke would make them respect him again. Look, he said, I'll pour my medicine into Nana's milk. But Nana began to drink the milk. Suddenly she stopped. She looked up at Mr. Darling with tears in her eyes. Then she Darling and the children ran to her side. Mr. Darling completely lost his temper. I will not allow that animal to rule my nurse. The children wept. Nana begged, but Mr. Darling wanted to show them who was master. He dragged Nana outside and chained her in the yard. Mrs. Darling put the children to bed. They could hear Nana barking out in the cold. Soon Mr. and Mrs. Darling stepped out into the cabin. Just a few houses down, the stars watched till the door shut behind them. Then the smallest of the stars cried, Now, Peter, away. A twinkling light darted into the nursery. It was a tiny fairy called Tink. Dropped to the floor. Tink, he whispered, do you know where they've put my shadow? In the chest of drawers, she said. The tinkling of golden bells. Peter jumped at the drawers. He dug through the nicely folded things. He tossed them over his shadow, left and right.
I'm getting tired, so we're going to have about 10 more minutes of the reading, and then we're going to go ahead and Call it a night.
There was his shadow.
Thank you
He
again, everyone, for
slammed the
tuning in. I
drawer
really appreciate it. Go
and
ahead and
shut
like and
Tinkerbell
subscribe.
inside.
Go ahead and let them know the same thing. Okay. Tell the cool people who's watching. Say thanks for watching and subscribe to our channel.
Thanks for watching and subscribe to our channel.
But you have to be careful. You're wearing a dress.
Yeah.
So that means you need to not be putting. Move on.
Oh,
To
look,
the
I have
side.
shorts on.
I don't care. It's still on on the thing. All right, y'all. We're going out. Say bye.
Bye.
Say bye, Winter. Thank you for tuning in.